Hi, Tootsie Carlson here. One of the greatest filmmakers of all time was Akira Kurosawa, the Japanese master craftsman when it came to the silver screen. Many of Kurosawa's movies have gotten 4K releases in the United States, but there's still a few that haven't hit America yet, some of which have been released in the United Kingdom by BFI. There's also releases over there of some of the films that have gotten released over here, although BFI's releases have HDR, which Criterion's black and white releases tend to lack. Today, we're looking at one of those Akira Kurosawa movies I decided to import, this being Throne of Blood from 1957, Kurosawa's take on Shakespeare's tale of Macbeth. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Great cover art there of our hero, if you can call him a hero, meeting his bitter end near the end of the film. There's our spine text, back cover, top and bottom of the package are just plain. Art is mostly the same under the slipcover. We do got a pretty nice sized booklet in here. I'm glad to see BFI went to the nines in this degree. So you get some nice essays, great photographs from the production. Again, I'm not going to show off every single page in here, but you do see some pretty nice stuff. And I'm glad to see that BFI does stuff like this. There's some descriptions of the bonus features here, as well as info on the presentations themselves. Here we have our 4K disc of the film. Brief disclaimer, this package does not include a Blu-ray disc. So any images you see in this review were taken from Google searches. They are not screen caps and they do not represent the quality of this 4K disc. A new restoration of Akira Kurosawa's astonishing film, widely considered to be one of the greatest adaptations of Shakespeare's Macbeth. A truly remarkable work, Throne of Blood manages to combine beauty and terror to produce a mood of haunting power. Starring the irrepressible Toshiro Mifune as a doomed warlord, with a wonderfully creepy turn by Isuzu Yamada as the Lady Macbeth-inspired character, the film inspires displays of all Kurosawa's familiar mastery of atmosphere and action combined with the savagery of war. Akira Kurosawa is easily one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I mean, is there any person on the face of the earth who hasn't heard of Seven Samurai? Even if you've never seen Seven Samurai, you've seen some sort of movie that was inspired by it. That just goes to show how wide a reach he had. Kurosawa certainly had a lot of great original ideas and stories, but he was also able to be that master craftsman when it came to adapting other works for the Japanese feudal era time period on the big screen. One such movie was the movie Ron from 1985, where he adapted King Lear. But even long before that, back in 1957, he adapted Macbeth in the form of Throne of Blood. The movie follows a warlord in feudal Japan. Needless to say, there's constant battles going on in this warring states period. And he sees a mysterious spirit in the forest who foretells his future and forthcoming prosperity. When the predictions come true, he decides to seize the moment and grab for greater power. But when he receives even more ambiguous messages later on that he believes have absolutely no way of coming true, needless to say, he thinks he's in a great place and no harm will come to him. And of course, being an adaptation of the work of Shakespeare, you know there's going to be some comeuppance to be had here. And it's beautifully shot, beautifully crafted. The sets look absolutely fantastic. Kurosawa could take you back to the era of feudal Japan better than any filmmaker in history. The movie looks as good as it is acted. Toshiro Mifune, certainly one of the all-time great Japanese actors. And then you have Takashi Shimura, another one of the regulars who appeared in plenty of Kurosawa movies, as well as plenty of other classic Japanese films, including the original 1954 Godzilla. Again, it's just an absolute masterwork of classic Japanese cinema, one of Kurosawa's best, and one I'm glad to see got a 4K release, even if it hasn't hit the States yet. This release from BFI features HDR, which, again, the modern black and white Criterion releases of older films tend to lack. And this gives you some of the deepest, darkest black levels you'll ever see when it comes to a classic black and white movie in 4K. Bright, vibrant whites when they're needed as well. Probably the only minor complaint I have here is there are some scenes where there's a lot of fog, and that tends to somewhat distort the grain structure. And then at times the blacks are so dark and inky, you have a little bit of crush. I'm thinking if Criterion ever releases this movie in the United States in 4K without HDR, we might have a little more visibility in the darker black scenes. But as is, this disc from BFI is absolute top-notch. Any complaints with the picture quality are minor at best. We get a nice supplement package as well, including 2 introductions to the film. one from a film festival, and one from legendary actor Ian McKellen, who of course is no stranger to the stage. There's a 20-minute or so Akira Kurosawa, It's Wonderful to Create featurette, a trailer for the film, and there's even some excerpts from another adaptation of Macbeth, so you can get an idea of some of the places Kurosawa got his inspirations from. This is certainly one of the greatest retellings of Shakespeare ever committed to the big screen. It's Kurosawa doing what he does best, bringing the Warring States period to life, but doing it with a Shakespearean twist and doing it exceptionally well. The Road of Blood is a masterwork from Japan's all-time greatest filmmaker, and this release from BFI comes very highly recommended, especially considering there's no American release of the title yet. How about you? Are you a fan of Throne of Blood? Is it your favorite Kurosawa film? Is it your favorite adaptation of the works of William Shakespeare? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.